Killed the Roseville mother of 3.
Investigators say 21-year-old.
A number of Minnesota school districts are going to ask voters to pay more in taxes to cover the cost of new buildings and better technology.
68 districts will vote on a building bond or a capital levy request. For years, people working to defeat similar campaigns have turned to the same consultant in Iowa for help.
It is an unbiblical beast that is just devouring our civilization.
Paul Dorr has strong feelings about public schools. He has worked in a long list of Minnesota cities. Tonight, WCCO's Liz Collin explains why some who pay for Dorr's help distance themselves from his message.
These classrooms were constructed in 1965.
Considered one of the fastest growing school districts in the state, the wear and tear in some South Washington County schools is easy to see.
Our goal would be to replace the cafeteria with an above-ground cafeteria.
The wish list is only getting longer as projections put 2,000 new kids in the district in the next decade.
Which would mean kids would probably start eating at 10 or 10:30 in the morning.
Voters will decide if they want to pay for the upgrades at Oltman Middle School. It's one of 3 questions on the ballot that could cost taxpayers $150 million. The school referendum fight is playing out on front lawns and Facebook pages, fueled by the hiring of a controversial political and financial consultant. Why Paul Dorr? Why work with him?
He's the best.
Andrea Mayer-Brustel is running for school board and leading the Vote No campaign. She doesn't buy into the district's growth projections and accuses school staff of wildly overspending. It's a message Paul Dorr has been helping her spread, a man recognized for his beliefs in homeschooling and religion.
God's hand's in it. We're seeing the kingdom advancement in every aspect, and we're saving people $3.2 billion so far in property taxes.
On his website, Dorr says he works to roll back the cost of spending patterns of local government. He's worked to defeat 82 school referendums in 9 states, boasting an 80% success record. I'm trying to get your side and fairly represent it.
But it's a huge risk.
But getting him to brag about his work proves to be a challenge. Dorr lives just over the Minnesota border in the tiny town of Ocheyedan, Iowa. He's the father of 11 children. His office sits just a few feet from his house in a small garage.
I'm not a voter and I'm not a taxpayer in those districts, so what do I care?
So you don't care about what's happening in those districts? Dorr doesn't think his strong feelings against public schools should play a role in the vote.
It doesn't do me any good to my clients or my future work to put me into the story.
Dorr told us he never speaks to the media before a referendum vote. He says it's too distracting and that it doesn't do his clients any good when he becomes the focus of a story.
He's trying to destroy public education one school at a time.
Bill Brown, a farmer in St. James, Minnesota, has sparred with Dorr in the past as former president of the school board.
And you can see we have a roof issue going on here too.
After 6 failed referendums in 15 years, voters in St. James will decide for a 7th time if they'll make improvements.
The needs are real, and we need to do something.
Dorr has been hired by the opposition here in at least 5 of the past elections. School groups say rural communities are often Dorr's target. Farmers with large properties pay more for school referendums.
Is it fair? Not really. But that's why we think tax reform would be the answer to all of this. But until it comes, we have to do something about our facilities.
Someone like Brown will pay $2,500 a year if St. James passes its plan. Someone in a $200,000 house will pay $200 a year. The Minnesota Association of School Administrators offers a Dorr playbook of sorts on its website, warning that he first reaches out to farmers, then requests large amounts of public data, sending out skewed enrollment and construction costs in the final days of a campaign when it's too late to counter.
He scares them because he wins. He's our consultant. We don't always have to agree with everybody we work with.
Back in the South Washington County School District, Andrea doesn't agree with everything Dorr stands for, but she's confident with his help they'll defeat the East Metro's largest tax request of the year.
Time to get the kids out, get our grandkids out. Enough's enough.
Defending a man with deep convictions, leaving lasting fingerprints on schools across the state.
Liz says under Minnesota law, school districts must provide factual information when it comes to referendums. There are no laws pertaining to what Vote No committees print or say. Dorr wouldn't tell Liz how much campaigns pay him. Public records show that he usually makes at least a few $1,000s if he successfully defeats a referendum.
Chris joins us now. A wet night like